Yeah.
So it's kind of a nebulous activity to start with.
Yeah, it is.
Collis, do you have any heroes or particular people that you either aspire to or look up to or draw from to guide you in all the things that you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think I very much look up to my father, who I'm very fond of talking about on my blogs, particularly on the net center. I'm always writing articles about, my dad once said this. Sometimes I think I may give him a bit of exaggeration about just the recording his words for posterity. Another person I think is pretty fantastic is Bill Gates, who obviously is since he's finished up with Microsoft, has been pouring all of his wealth and also not just his wealth, but his acumen and ideas of how things should get done and efficiency into non-profit. I read this article by him somewhere about creative capitalism, and he was saying that one of the revolutionizing forces for countries like America and the whole world, I suppose, has been capitalism, and it obviously pushes people to do things, and that what we need to do is harness those forces of capitalism in a sort of constructive way. And so, whether it's like mobile phones in Nigeria to help, farmers be able to sell more, or whatever it is, that we have to harness the power of capitalism in making it a better world, which is a nice idea,
Yeah, and hopefully it starts to happen before all the forests are all gone already, with palm oil and cattle farms.
Palm oil, that's not too good.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? You've had a pretty eventful last 10 years.
Yes.
The next 10. Paint a bit of a picture.
Picture. I think the thing that I'm most excited about working on into the future, which I feel like is like a lifetime sort of going to take a long time, is this education stuff. Yeah, very very passionate about internet as a conduit for education, and I suspect that's going to take me ages and ages to do. The last few years have brought us a lot of success, obviously, which has been pretty cool. And I'm sure Envato is going to keep going, but I guess this sort of education stuff, whatever form it might take, who knows? 10 years from now, I mean, when I think back 10 years ago, what the internet was like,
amazing,
it was,
Who would have thought? Yeah. So, do you see it? Have you got any clear ideas that maybe it's certified? Like, do you want to actually provide? You want to be the Envato University, but in some sort of different networked form, or?
I'm not wholly sure. What I do know is that I don't want to think too much about things like certification, because I feel like what we should first focus on is actually teaching people something, make sure they actually know something useful, and then in time things like certification will come anyways. I think also that to really make education happen online, it needs quite a paradigm shift. You can't always just take things that are offline and just stick them online and assume it's going to work. And I think we've seen that with the newspaper industry, where they're just struggling crazily about how do we make it work. So I think that to really make education work online, we kind of have to take everything we know about education, throw it out the window first, and then later bring it in, because obviously there's been a lot of advances in education. You don't want to just ignore the past, but at the same time, I think it kind of takes a clean slate. It almost takes an idiot, someone who doesn't know how to make it work, to just go, why don't we just do it like this, and then start to bring in the old paradigms of education to make that stronger. But so I'm the idiot, hopefully. It's the person who doesn't know anything.
Just walk out and do the whole thing.
But maybe it'll be that other people will be pushing education. Envato will just get behind those people.
Well, because I guess old school education is you specialise and specialise and specialise until you become the doctor of whatever you're doing. Whereas perhaps new styles of education, it's much more all kinds of different things that you can learn. So you may not end up as a doctor of anything, but you might be really good at a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And also you think about how education is much more of a lifelong pursuit. The idea that you would go and learn something for 3 years and then that's that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make that much sense. In practice, usually you are still I know I'm still learning something. Maybe I just didn't learn properly in school.
As soon as you graduate, that's it. Never, just go to work and make money and have a family and a mortgage, and it's all over there.
So things like that, you think like, oh well, if education is a lifelong pursuit, it's something you have to keep doing for the rest of your life, then presumably educational institutions should be catering to that.
Going,
and you should somehow stay involved, and so I guess, and like the change in how you specialize, all these types of things, I think you need to consider them as you develop a way for education to develop.
Yeah, well, because it's sort of talking now that a lot of people that are studying at university now, some of the jobs that they might be doing might not even exist yet, and the things that you need to learn we don't even know about yet. So the new education may be all about how to make things sustain more, and how to be more socially conscious and all those sorts of things.
That would be good. That would be good.
Envato is quite a unique organisation, I guess, because you've got all these different sites and a distributed network of people. Are there any other groups or companies that are kind of snapping at your heels or doing similar things? Anyone that would see you as competition, or you would see them as competition?
There's certainly competitors in different areas. I think sometimes if you don't think you've got competitors, then it's folly. I think we've definitely got competitors. I don't think there's any companies doing exactly the same weird mix of different sites that we particularly do. There are definitely competitors to individual sites, and there are competitors.
Yeah, I guess there are. I mean, it's a new style of operating a business. So I guess people are taking advantage of Skype and distributed networks and people living all over the world to collaborate on things. So
and the neat thing, I guess, about working online is also that we will link out to competitors. I remember when we first started Freelance Switch, there's another site called Freelance Folder, which is kind of does a similar sort of thing. They're awesome though. I often go there and go, oh man, wish we published that article. That's really good. And we know them, and now they kind of hold out part of our job board, and we're always linking out to them, and we push their book, and it's good actually. But I suppose you could say yes, we're competitors. But in another way, I suppose we're also partners, and there's a lot of space out there. There's more than enough space for everybody.
Is. So perhaps a new way of doing business is to be more cooperative and actually synergy and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, I suppose so. Having said that, also still needs it.
Good old-fashioned competitiveness. Gotta keep their asses.
And it's good when you have competitors. They push you.
Push you forward.
I always keep an eye on everybody who's like potentially a competitor of any description, and I'm always like, okay, we have to,
because obviously you could have something really successful, then someone sets something up over here, and just it just becomes like MySpace and Facebook sort of thing. There's huge MySpace, then Facebook comes along and forget MySpace. Forget about Freelance Switch. Freelance heaven over here. Collis, if you were able to travel back in time 5 years and give some advice to the Collis of 5 years ago, what would you say to yourself?
5 years ago, I think I would probably say something about not being afraid of failing, and not worrying too much about making mistakes, and because I think everybody makes mistakes, and I know over the last few years I've made a lot of some doozies, some real stuff ups. But you just you shouldn't worry about it too much. It happens. You just keep going.
You would normally think that you would advise about all these mistakes to watch out for them. You're actually saying make them. Because
no, it's good. Yeah, that's where you learn. You learn all the things not to do. You burn them into your memory. I still remember the time that I accidentally deleted a client's website off FTP, and it was just we don't need that. Delete. And then ever since then, I've always been like, don't delete anything in FTP unless you're certain. So it's like it burns it into your memory.
Yeah.
You learn. No, you have to make some mistakes.
Oh, that's good. Because it's funny. You would think you'd go back and say, well, if you don't do that, or that.
Delete that client's website.
Go for it. Make all the mistakes.
Yeah. No, I guess so. I haven't had too many of the long-term mistakes. I suppose you can make long-term mistakes. We've been fortunate that things have gone mostly right. Just made lots of little stuff-ups.
Collis, it's been great to have you back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
It's been really good to have you, and good luck for the
prodigal
future.
son returns.
He's returned to check out this place and how
where it all began.
Oh, yes. No, but it's been great to have you, and good luck with all the big plans you've got.
Thank you.
And we'll catch up with you again soon.
Yes, will do.
All right. Thanks, Collis.
Thank you.